Hello everybody. If you're watching this, it means that you're watching us after the game from YouTube at Brick Wall Broadcast. Unfortunately, we had no internet capabilities here in this rink for Wi-Fi, so we'll just have to upload after the fact. This is the first game of a 3-game weekend for the 14U AA Mustangs. We're coming to you from the home of the Montgomery Ice Devils, and then we'll have a game tonight at 8:10 p.m. against the Reston Raiders, and then another game tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. against the Reston Raiders. So I apologize that we can't be coming to you live, but at least we'll have this to watch afterwards. So we have about 1:26 left on the clock for warm-ups. The 14U Mustangs will be in their black jerseys. The Montgomery Ice Devils will be in their white and yellow jerseys. The music is pretty loud in here, so hopefully you guys are able to hear me. So this is the first time we've actually done this setup just from the phone, so hopefully it's working. And I want to give a huge shout out to Chad for last weekend for doing the live commentary and live streaming for me. I really appreciate it. So there's about 33 seconds left in our warm-up. So we are a little bit off center here. There's no bleachers in the middle. So we'll be kind of off center ice just a little bit. And there's some netting that we have to zoom through. So hopefully that doesn't mess up the video too much. So it looks like we're going to have 15-minute periods. Not sure how long the penalties are going to be. Every game's a little bit different. So the Mustangs are huddled up at the net. The Ice Devils are huddled up at their net too. And Mustangs break the huddle, and both teams going back to the benches. Hopefully I'm not too rusty for having a little bit of time off. So it looks like Winfield will be going to the net on our right. And it looks like we're going to have Brooks, Steer, Sheehan, Lugar, and Eichfeld out for our starting lineup for the Mustangs. So we have 15 minutes up on the clock. Getting ready for puck drop. Eichfeld with the face-off. Kind of sitting on the dot. Lugar picks up that puck momentarily into the neutral zone, sends it back to Steer. Steer over to Brooks. Brooks back to Steer. Steer into the neutral zone. Steer crosses into the offensive zone. Shot saved by the goalie. Deflected over along the near wall. Brooks sends it back down momentarily before it leaks out. Eichfeld in pursuit of this puck. He'll pick it up, send it over to Steer. Steer up towards Sheehan. Goes back to Steer. Steer cross ice pass to Eichfeld. Eichfeld dumps it down just wide of the net. The goalie plays it. Lugar in to try to pick up. This puck goes up towards Wenzel. Wenzel over towards the far corner. The Devils pick this up behind the net. Send it around the far boards. Knob sends it back down momentarily. The Devils pick this up, send it behind the net and up along the far or the near boards. Moore in there to break up the play momentarily. Cross ice pass into the neutral zone, broken up by Zoldi. Zoldi dumps it down. Moore trying to get to this puck, fighting hard to get to that puck. The Devils pick it up behind the net. Zoldi puts some pressure, makes the Devils change directions. Pressure by Moore and Wenzel. Wenzel keeps that in off of his skates. Wenzel keeps it in at the blue line as well, dumps it down to the opposite wall. The Devils will pick this up, send it cross ice into the neutral zone. We're fighting for that puck there. Conrad, Downey, Bilodeau, Williams, and Steer in for the Mustangs. So the Devils send it behind the net. Zoldi will go into the corner. Downey will go into the corner. Bilodeau there to try to break up that play. Bilodeau and Downey get it over towards Conrad in the middle. Conrad backhand shot blocked off by the Devils. Williams with that puck into the middle. The Devils have this. Steer on D. The Devils try to pass it, broken up by Steer. Steer sends it up, but the Devils keep it in. The Devils send it down behind the net. Pressure by Williams with a hit along the boards. Puck bounces off from Conrad. The Devils have control of this puck in the neutral zone. Dump it down behind the red line. Steer will take this, passes it towards Brooks. Brooks along the boards to bounce it out into the offensive zone, but that's going to be icing. So 12:23 left in the first period. The score is 0-0. We're going to have Knob, Brooks, Kiesman, Wideline, and Baker on a face-off to Winfield's left. So Kiesman will take the face-off, sends it behind the net. Baker will pick this up, sends it hard around the boards, and gets it out. And that'll be icing. So we'll face off to the right of Winfield. Kiesman, Wideline, Baker, Brooks, and Knob still out there for the Mustangs. So Kiesman with the face-off. Wideline up along the far boards. The Devils keep that in and send it down behind the net. Brooks to pick this up, hits it off of the glass over towards Wideline, who hits it up and out into the neutral zone. Kiesman in pursuit of this puck. Kiesman with some good pressure there. Wideline in the neutral zone. Knob sends it up, gets it into the offensive zone. Kiesman fighting for that puck, gets it down towards the back wall. The Devils send it up along the far boards and get it out into the neutral zone. Good defense there by the Mustangs. Brooks gets it to Baker. Baker tries to hit it around behind, but it gets blocked by the Devils. The Devils send it up towards the middle. Knob sends it towards the side. Shot, nice save by Winfield. The puck does get deflected into the corner. The Devils have it at the point. Shot, glove save by Winfield. So 11:21 left in the first period. The score is still 0-0. So we'll face off to Winfield's left. It's like Eichfeld, Sheehan, Lugar, Steer, and Williams. Eichfeld with the face-off gets caught in the ref's skates. Williams fighting for that puck, hits it behind the net. Steer along the far boards, hits it up towards Sheehan. Sheehan gets it out into the neutral zone before the Devils pick this up. Devils pass it back to their D. D pass by the Devils. He goes down. And I think the puck bounced out into the bench. So 10:59 left in the first period, still 0-0. So Eichfeld, Lugar, Sheehan, Williams, and Steer still out there for the Mustangs. Williams with a hard shot over along the far boards. But we're going to get a whistle. Not quite sure what that whistle was for. So face off at center ice. I'm not sure what that whistle is for. Eichfeld will pick this up. Dumps it down to Lugar. Lugar tries to get a shot off, but it's blocked by the Devils. Lugar still trying to fight to get to that puck. The Devils have it along the near boards. Williams putting pressure along the puck. The Devils take it behind the net. Good pressure by Williams. The Devils send it up to the point. Shot deflected wide of the net. The Devils send it behind the net again. Williams is there to break up that play. Eichfeld breaks up that play momentarily. Lugar sends it out to the corner. Lugar and Eichfeld fighting to get to that puck. The Devils send it along the boards. Then the cross ice pass to the point. Shot blocked by Williams. Williams tries to get around the ref, gets it up towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld fighting along the boards, gets it back to Sheehan. Sheehan sends it out into the neutral zone. The Devils have possession of this puck and dump it down. And we're going to get a whistle. I think that might have been offsides. So we're going to have Wenzel, Zoldi, Moore, Brooks, and Knob. So Brooks with this puck sends it along the boards. Devils send it back down. Brooks tries to poke check that up, goes back to Knob. Knob along the boards, gets it towards Moore. Knob will pick up this puck, sends it along the boards again out into the neutral zone. Moore and Wenzel fighting to get at the puck. Wenzel dumps it back to Moore. Moore dumps it down towards behind the net. Wenzel tries to get it around. It gets deflected by the Devils. Zoldi poke checks it behind the net. Moore putting pressure along that puck. Cross ice pass into the neutral zone by the Devils. The Devils dump it down after they gain the red line. Brooks will go behind the net, picks this up. Gets broken up by the Devils. Moore sends it to Zoldi. Zoldi chips it up, but the Devils keep it in at the blue line. Fighting for this puck along the wall. Moore back to Knob. Knob over off the boards to Wenzel. Good pass there. Wenzel into the zone. Wenzel with a shot. Saved by the goalie. The goalie will leave it for their player. Downey in to put pressure. Downey gets that player off his feet and comes up with the puck. Downey dumps it down behind the boards. Steer fighting for this puck. Bildu in as well, an assistance. Steer still fighting for the puck, comes away with it. Tries to get it over towards Bildu. Bildu behind the net. Bildu tries to do a wraparound save by the goalie. Downey with a shot. That was a good save by the goalie. The Devils hit this puck high up. Steer tries to glove it down. The Devils do send it wide of the net. Williams over along the far boards. Hits it up to Bildu. Bildu poke checks it up, but the Devils keep it in at the blue line. The Devils dump it back. Williams breaks up that play, sends it up towards the middle of the neutral zone. Unfortunately, the Devils gain possession again. Good job by the Mustangs to break up that play. So Downey's going to be going to the box. Looks like I don't know if that was hooking or high sticking. Looks like we're going to have a minute 30 penalties. We have 8:04 left in the first period. Score is still 0-0. We'll have face off to Linfield's right. Giesman, Baker, Knob, and Brooks out there for our penalty kill line. The puck is hung up along the boards. Giesman gets it up to Knob. Knob sends it down. The goalie has to play it, so no icing. Baker comes in to try to get to this puck. Oh, good job there. Good job by Baker. So pressure as the Devils are trying to get that out, and the puck goes in the net. So that'll put the Mustangs up on the board. Goal by Baker. I'm not quite sure if that bounced off of the player or if it went off of Baker's stick, but great job there. Puts the Mustangs up. So 7:42 left in the first period. The Mustangs are ahead 1-0. We have 1:09 left on our penalty kill. So that was a shorthanded goal. We have Knob, Eichfeld, Lugar, and Brooks. Eichfeld in pursuit of this puck. Eichfeld fighting hard to get to this puck in the corner. Eichfeld brings it around, tries to get a shot, deflected by the goalie. Lugar into the corner. The Devils take it behind the net, change directions. Eichfeld putting some pressure before the Devils get into the neutral zone. Knob sends it over to Brooks. Brooks brings it in, but I think that'll be offsides. So 7:12 left in the first period. The Mustangs are ahead 1-0. 38 seconds left on our penalty kill. We're going to have Sheehan, Moore, Steer, and Williams. So the puck goes back to Steer. Steer dumps it down. The Devils glove it and bring it into the neutral zone. Devils bring it into our defensive zone. Shot in front of the net. Nice save by Winfield there. So Sheehan picks up this puck along the far boards. He brings it into neutral zone, passes it over towards Moore. The Devils come away with it. Good pressure by Moore. Devils cross ice pass through the neutral zone. Broken up by Steer momentarily. Good job by Steer to pick off that puck. Steer has some speed and some room. Steer stops at the blue line, sends it towards Moore. We are back to full strength as Downey's out of the box. Zoldy comes in to try to help. So Downey trying to get to that puck. The Devils dump it down. Ooh, collision with a ref there. Steer dumps it around towards Williams. The Devils have it in the corner. Williams gets that out towards Downey. Downey up towards Eichfeld. Devils dump it back down, but it goes out of play. So 6:05 left in the first period. The Mustangs are ahead 1-0. Per the scoreboard, the Mustangs have six shots on goal and the Devils have 2 shots on goal. So we're going to have Zoldy, Wenzel, Eichfeld, Brooks, and Knob out for the Mustangs. So Wenzel gets that puck into the offensive zone. Wenzel still fighting to get to that puck. Zoldy in there, tries to get it over towards Eichfeld. Eichfeld tries to get that puck, but a hard hit. So it looks like the Devils are going to go to the box for a high check. So Devils into the box for roughing. So we'll be on the power play for 1:30. There's 5:53 left in the first period. We're ahead 1-0. We'll face off to the right of the goalie. Eichfeld, Bilodeau, Williams, Steer, and Downey out for our power play line. Eichfeld tries to get it towards the net, picked up by the Devils. The Devils send it around the boards. Downey keeps it in at the blue line. Downey surveying, gives it over to Eichfeld. Eichfeld trying to get around that Devils player. Eichfeld over towards the middle, broken up by the Devils. Eichfeld will keep it in at the blue line. Eichfeld surveying, shot, deflected high over the net. Steer in the corner, dumped it towards the middle, deflected out. Downey will regroup in the neutral zone. Downey has some speed, brings it in. Downey trying to get around that Devils player, brings it behind the net. Downey dumps it along the far boards. Bilodeau trying to get to that puck. The Devils send it out into the neutral zone. Steer is there to pick up the puck, sends it back up to Bilodeau. Bilodeau through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. Bilodeau with a shot deflected into the netting. So 5:01 left in the first period. The Mustangs are still ahead 1-0. We have 38 seconds left on our power play. So we're going to have Giesman, Baker, wide line, Brooks, and Moore on a face-off to the right of the goalie. So Giesman with the face-off. The Devils send it along the boards. Brooks keeps it in, dumps it down. Unfortunately, it bounces off of Baker. Brooks changes directions. Brooks brings it into the offensive zone. Changes directions again. Brooks still fighting for this puck. Dumps it down behind the net. Baker will go over into the corner to try to get to that puck. So we've got some pressure along that puck by Giesman and Moore. Giesman gets it to Baker. Baker with a shot saved by the goalie. Baker keeps that puck in, gets it to Giesman. Giesman towards the middle. Wide line will go over along the far boards. The Devils change directions. and bring it out into the neutral zone. And that'll be icing. So 4:06 left in the first period. Both teams are back to full strength. The Mustangs are ahead 1-0. We have Conrad, Bilodeau, Downey, Williams, and Knob out for the Mustangs. Looks like there was a mouth guard on the ice, so the Devils player will have to go out and get his own mouth guard. The ref didn't want to touch it. I don't blame him. So Downey with their face off goes towards Conrad, gets hung up by the Devils player. The Devils come away with it. Downey keeps it in. Oh, just bounces out. So Downey will have to regroup in the neutral zone. Downey dumps it down along the wall. Downey still fighting to get this puck. The Devils send it behind the net. Pressure by Conrad. Bilodeau putting some pressure along that puck. Devils cross-ice pass and into the far boards. Knob putting pressure along that puck. The Devils dump it back. Downey gets it to Bilodeau. Bilodeau gets it up out into the neutral zone. The Devils send it back in. Williams will take it behind the net. Williams surveying it. Unfortunately gets picked off in the middle. Shot saved by Winfield. Knob dumps it behind the net. Williams into the corner to try to pick up this play. Conrad fighting for that puck along the boards. The Devils come away with it. Conrad tries to break up that play. The Devils center it, broken up by Bilodeau. Devils with a shot, blocked by Bilodeau. Knob breaks up that play. Knob dumps it up to Bilodeau and out into the neutral zone. Cross-ice pass by the Devils. The Devils send it through the middle and into our defensive zone. Shot, nice save by Winfield. So 2:40 left in the first period. The Mustangs are ahead 1-0. Again, I do apologize. Everybody's going to be watching this after the fact because unfortunately we didn't have any Wi-Fi here. So we're going to have Eichfeld, Lugar, Sheehan, Brooks, and Steer. So Steer will pick up this puck, brings it behind the net, gets it to Lugar. Lugar tries to hit up off the boards. Eichfeld has it into the neutral zone. Eichfeld over towards Sheehan. Unfortunately gets picked off by the Devils. The Devils with a shot saved by Winfield out to the corner. Brooks dumps it behind the net towards Steer. Steer sends it around the boards. Dumped down by the Devils. Eichfeld comes up with the puck before the Devils have it. The Devils send it up towards the point. The Devils to the bottom of the circle. Shot, nice save by Winfield. Devils with a shot goes off of skates. The puck going down, and that'll be icing. So 1:45 left in the first period. The Mustangs are still ahead 1-0 while the face off to the right of Winfield. Knob, Moore, Wenzel, Williams, and Zoldi out for the Mustangs. So Williams will take the face-off. The Devils have it at the top of the circle. Shot over the net. The Devils have it along the near boards. Wenzel tries to break up that play. Knob trying to get this puck up along the boards. Williams in assistance. Zoldi or Moore comes in trying to get to that puck. Knob sends it up along the boards. Wenzel with a hit to break up that play. Wenzel trying to get that puck up, goes back towards Knob. Moore behind the net. Gets stuck along the wall. The Devils send it back around. Moore breaks that up. Moore still fighting for this puck. The Devils have it behind the net. Try to center it. Goes over to the far corner. Devils have it at the point. Devils with a shot. Saved by Winfield. So 56 seconds left in the first period. So we'll face off to the right of Winfield. We'll have Brooks, Steer, Giesman, Wildline, and Baker. So Giesman with the faceoff goes over towards Baker. Baker gets it out into the neutral zone. The Devils will pick this up. The Devils send it cross ice. Steer will go back behind the net, changes direction over towards wide line. Wide line back towards Steer. Steer tries to get it out and does bounce it out. Giesman with that puck, 28 seconds left. Giesman with a shot on net, saved by the goalie. Good job by Baker to break up that play. Baker still fighting for that puck. Gets it to the middle to Giesman. Giesman with the shot. Saved by the goalie or blocked. I'm not sure which one. The Devils through the neutral zone. Oh, Steer gets taken out. The Devils have it behind the net. Good pressure by the Mustangs. Devils from this point. Nice save by Winfield. And that'll be the end of the first period. So at the end of the first period, the score is 1-0 with the Mustangs winning. Per the scoreboard, the shots are tied at 8-8 apiece. Thank you everybody who's watching us again. There was no Wi-Fi in this rink, so we're recording during the game and then we'll be uploading to Brickwall Broadcast on YouTube afterwards. I do apologize about that. And this is the first time we've done it this way, so hopefully everything goes as planned and works. We are going to a different rink for this evening's game, so hopefully we'll have better Wi-Fi there. So we will be playing again at 8:10 p.m. tonight against the Reston Raiders, and then again tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. against the Reston Raiders. So only one game today against the Montgomery Ice Devils. So it's a little bit nicer weather down here. I actually am not quite sure if we're in Maryland or Virginia right now. I worked late last night, so I slept in the car on the way here. So I just woke up and we were at a hockey rink somewhere. But it's definitely nicer weather, a little bit nicer weather than it is back home, a little bit warmer. Not any snow. So we have 15 minutes up on the clock for our second period. We have Bildu, Conrad, Downey, Williams, and Knob with Winfield in the net to our left. Both teams pumped up, ready to go. Fighting for that puck on the dot. Conrad gets it towards Downey. Downey brings it around that Devils player. Downey to the circle shot, saved by the goalie. Downey behind the net, trying to get to that puck. We're trying to get it toward the middle, but the Devils get it out towards the wall. Williams sends it down towards Conrad. Conrad still fighting for that puck. Williams towards Downey in the corner. Downey kind of gets that Ice Devil player out of the way. Knob with a shot, but it's blocked. The puck is rolling. Williams will pick up this puck, sends it hard behind the net. Knob along the boards breaks up that play. Knob passes it over towards Conrad. Conrad putting good pressure along that Devils player. Conrad trying to get to that puck, but it sticks underneath the Devils player. The Devils do bring it out into the neutral zone. Nice poke check by Williams. Williams sends it up, but the Devils keep it in. Knob will pick up this puck, gets it to Downey. Downey into the offensive zone. Downey around that player, back towards Bildu. Bildu tries to get a shot just wide of the net. Eichfeld over along the far boards. Eichfeld fighting for that puck. Bildu with good pressure, getting it back to Eichfeld. Eichfeld with a shot, saved by the goalie. So 13:43 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still winning, 1-0. We'll face off to the right of the goalie. We have Eichfeld, Lugar, Sheehan, Brooks, and Steer. So fighting for that puck goes behind the net. The Devils will pick this up. The Devils bring it through into the neutral zone. Lugar tries to break up that play. Steer there to break up that play, but the Devils pick it up in the neutral zone again. The Devils get it down towards the corner. Brooks behind the net. He stands up to that check. Eichfeld gets it to Lugar. Lugar up into the neutral zone. It's a slow rolling puck. No icing. Sheehan tries to break up that play, but he loses his stick in the process. Eichfeld picks. Okay, so apparently when we're doing it from the phone, it only lets you record 30 minutes at a time before it stops it and has to do it. So this is part 2 of our game. Giesman over into the corner, sends it up towards the blue line. The Devils send it down, but it gets broken up by Knob and Baker. Devils have it in the neutral zone, broken up momentarily by Giesman. Shot wide of the net. Brooks breaks up that play, gets it towards Baker. Baker back towards Brooks. Brooks towards Baker again. Baker around towards wide line. Wide line to Knob. Knob up to Giesman. Giesman towards the middle, broken up by the Devils. The Devils dump it down, but it's blocked by Knob. Knob through the neutral zone. Knob with a shot, saved by the goalie. The Devils have this along the boards. Moore sends it back to Brooks. Brooks back to Knob. Knob sends it up along the boards. The Ice Devils center step, broken up by wide line. Wide line gets that puck. Wide line towards the middle, towards Zoldi. Unfortunately, the Devils pick that off. Devils along the near board. Nice check by Zoldi to break up that play. Moore fighting for that puck along the boards. The Devils come away with it in the neutral zone. Poke check by Wenzel. Knob with some pressure. Good job by Knob to get that behind the net. The Devils send it up along the boards. They keep it in at the blue line before they dump it back down. Steer putting pressure along that puck. The Devils have it at the far boards. Devils in the corner, center it. Couldn't connect. Zoldi over along the boards to put pressure along that puck. Knob putting pressure along with Zoldi. And Moore in there as well. Zoldi comes away with it, sends it up along the boards momentarily before the Devils center it, saved by Winfield. Moore trying to get to this puck. The Devils take it behind the net before they change directions. Knob in the corner sends it up along the boards and into the neutral zone. The Devils touched it, so no icing. Wenzel coming in there with speed. Good job by Wenzel to get to that puck. Wenzel still fighting for that puck along the boards. The puck leaks towards the middle. Conrad tries to get a shot off, broken up by the Devils. Devils into the neutral zone. Downey putting some pressure along with Williams. Conrad putting pressure along that puck. Brooks skating up with that puck into the neutral zone. The Devils will have to regroup. Bildu putting pressure, makes the Devils change directions. Downey along the far boards. Downey over towards Biladu. Biladu gets hit into the boards. The Devils send it towards the middle, broken up momentarily by Conrad. The Devils dump it down behind the net. Williams, in pursuit of this puck, takes it behind the net. Williams hard up towards Conrad. Williams breaks up that play, gets it towards Eichfeld and Downey. Conrad dumps it down. Unfortunately, that puck kind of was bouncing around there just at the blue line, and we're going to be offsides. So again, this is part 2 of the first game against the Montgomery Ice Devils. We have no Wi-Fi in this rink, and apparently when we're recording from the phone, it only lets us record 30 minutes at a time, so we had to start a new recording. It's 9:05 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still winning 1-0. We have Sheehan, Eichfeld, Lugar, Knob, and Steer. And Winfield in the net to our left. So a face-off to the left of the goalie. Again, there's 8:59 left in the second period. The Mustangs are still winning 1-0. So Eichfeld will take this face-off. The Devils have it in the corner, send it up along the boards. Eichfeld comes away with it. Eichfeld towards the middle, broken up by the Devils. The Devils with this puck get up along the wall. Out towards Steer. Steer cross ice pass, picked off by the Devils. Devils bring it through the neutral zone. Lugar breaks that up, gets it to Eichfeld. Eichfeld trying to get to this puck before he gets pushed down. Eichfeld in the corner, along with Lugar. The puck leaks up along the near boards. Steer with a nice shot, just wide of the net and saved by the goalie. So 8:22 left in the second period. Mustangs are still ahead 1-0. So we're going to have Giesman, Wideline, Baker, Brooks, and Williams on a face-off to the left of the goalie. So Wideline keeps that puck in that corner. The Devils send it behind the net. Devils cross-ice pass, get it into the neutral zone. Some speed, nice back check by Wideline. Williams breaks that up. Wideline with a hit to break up that play. Baker brings it into the neutral zone. Baker fighting for that puck. Baker still trying to get to that puck. Gets it back towards Giesman. Giesman towards the middle to Wideline. Wideline gets taken down. Giesman with his puck. Shot blocked by the Devils. Unfortunately, there was some extra stuff going on there in the middle. So Wideline's going to go to the box for interference. So Wideline will be in the box for 1:30, so we'll be on a penalty kill. 7:42 left in the second period. Mustangs are winning 1-0. So we're going to have Knob, Steer, Lugar, and Eichfeld on our penalty kill on a face-off to the right of Winfield. So Eichfeld with that face-off. The Devils try to take it behind the net. Send it around towards the point. Point-to-point pass by the Devils. Send it to the top of the circle. Devils with a shot saved by Winfield. Steer comes away with that puck, sends it up and out into the neutral zone. Lugar in pursuit of the puck. No icing. Cross-ice pass by the Devils. Eichfeld over along the far boards to try and break up that play. The Devils do bring it into the neutral zone. Knob with a poke check there. Devils send it back, and that'll be offsides. So 7:04 left in the second period. 53 seconds left on our penalty kill. So it looks like we're going to have a goalie change. So Merrill's going to be going into the net. So we're halfway through the game. Since we only have 3 games this weekend, I think they're splitting this game, it looks like. So Merrill in the net at 7:04 left in the second period. Mustangs are ahead 1-0 per the scoreboard. There's 12 shots on goal for the Mustangs and 10 for the Devils. So the Devils with a shot. Merrill sheds it to the right. Wenzel into the corner. Sends it up and bounces it out into the neutral zone. So 31 seconds left on our penalty kill. Shot down there. Nice hit by Brooks to break up that play. The Devils have this puck. Devils with a shot and in. So the Devils will be up on the scoreboard on that power play goal. So that'll tie it up 1-1. 6:32 left in the second period. So we'll be back at full strength. So Moore, Zoldi, Wenzel, Williams, and Knob. So the Devils pick up this puck. Shot saved by Merrill. Williams tries to get behind the net. Another shot saved by Merrill. Williams or the Devils from the middle and covered by Merrill. Sorry, my mouth isn't working as fast as my brain is working. So 6:17 left in the second period. Tied 1-1. We're going to have Steer, Moore, Wenzel, Zoldi, and Brooks on a face-off to Merrill's left. So Moore with the face-off. The Devils come away with it. Devils with a shot wide of the net. Brooks putting pressure along this puck. The Devils have it behind the net. Change directions. Devils up to the point. Send it towards the wall. Pressure by Wenzel. The Devils into the middle. Pressure by Wenzel and Zoldi. Devils have it at the circle. Zoldi putting pressure. Centering pass by the Devils. Shot. Nice save by Merrill. Wenzel hits that puck up, but it gets kept in by the Devils. Devils send it to the far wall. Into the middle. Broken up. Wenzel tries to get to that puck. Gets it to Steer. Steer gets it out into the neutral zone. The Devils will pick this up. The Mustangs are going on a change. Downey putting pressure along that puck. The Devils will regroup. Send it to the near wall. Broken up by Conrad. Conrad back to Brooks. Brooks to Conrad. Conrad still fighting to get to that puck. The Devils send it into our defensive zone. Steer will pick this up. Steer into the corner. Cross-ice pass picked off by the Devils. And I think that'll be offsides. So 5:04 left in the second period. Tied 1-1. So we're going to have Conrad, Downey, Lugar, Knob, and Williams. So the puck goes back to Knob. Knob over towards Conrad. Conrad up to Downey. The Devils pick this up. Lugar breaks up that play momentarily. The puck leaks back to Knob. Knob up along the boards. Lugar into the middle. The Devils will pick this up. Devils send it down towards the corner. Downey breaking up that play momentarily. The Devils have it behind the net. Devils center it. It gets broken up by the Mustangs. Downey will come up with it. Downey along the near wall gets around that player. Downey in, shot. Oh, good save of the goalie. Conrad gloves that down. Couldn't get a shot off there. Downey keeps that in, gets it back to Conrad. Conrad to Knob at the point. Knob back down towards the corner. The Devils have it behind the net, send it around. And we're going to get an interference call against the Devils. So the Devils will be going to the box for 1:30. We have 4:09 left in the second period. Tied 1-1. So a face off to the left of the goalie. It looks like we're going to have Williams, Eichfeld, Downey, Moore, and Steer on our power play line. So Eichfeld with a face-off. The Devils come away with it, hit off of the boards. Downey at the point. Gets it around that player. Downey over towards Steer. Steer towards Williams in the middle. Poke check by the goalie. The Devils get it out. Downey will pick this up. Downey gets it around that player into the neutral zone. Downey stutter steps over. Ooh, bounces off of Williams' skate. The Devils do send it down, and that'll be icing. So 3:37 left in the second period. 58 seconds left on our power play. Still tied 1-1. We will have Giesman, wide line, Brooks, Knob, and Baker. So Giesman with this face-off, shot covered by the goalie. So Giesman with the face-off. Making sure everybody's out of the circle. So they're going to make the Devils change. So wide line with pressure along that puck. Wide line still fighting to get to that puck. Giesman in assistance. Giesman gets it to the far corner. The Devils hit it up along the boards, out into the neutral zone. Dumped on net, bouncing puck. Merrill sheds it to his left. Knob will pick this up, sends it up to wide line to the middle towards Giesman. The Devils pick this off. Wide line there to try to break up that play. It gets sent down behind the net. Brooks will pick this up. Brooks through the neutral zone. Brooks along the boards, tries to get it centered, goes behind the net. Baker with some pressure. The Devils pick this up, hit it off of the glass, bouncing puck, and Merrill will cover it, leave it for Knob. The Devils are out of the box, so back to full strength. Knob through the neutral zone, dumps it down off of the Devils player. The Devils bring it behind the net. Eidfeld comes up with that puck. Eidfeld in the middle. Eidfeld over to Lugar. Lugar with a backhanded shot, saved. Lugar still behind the net. Sheehan and assistance. Sheehan picks up this puck. Sheehan still fighting for this puck. The Devils send it around the boards. Williams tries to keep it in, but it bounces out. Williams and the Devils player in pursuit of this puck, and that'll be icing. So 2:04 left in the second period. Still tied 1-1. We'll have a face-off to the left of the goalie, or maybe to the right. So Eichfeld, Sheehan, Lugar, Williams, and Steer. So Eichfeld with the face-off, still fighting to get to that puck. Cross-ice pass by the Devils into the neutral zone. Williams breaks out that play, sends it into our offensive zone. Sheehan in pursuit of this puck. The Devils have it into the middle through the neutral zone. The Devils dump it down. Steer will pick up this puck, sends it to Sheehan. Sheehan towards the middle. The Devils do keep that in, send it down, broken up by Williams momentarily. Lugar poke checks it towards the corner. Lugar breaks up that play momentarily. The Devils have it at the point. Shot, nice block there by Eichfeld. The Devils send it to the corner again, broken up momentarily by Williams. Lugar is there to break up the play as well. Steer will take it behind the net. Steer with this puck sends it up to Sheehan. The Devils keep it in. We're going to get another interference call against... I think that's against the Devils. Yeah, so the Devils will be going to the box again for 1:30 for interference. So lots of interference calls this game against the Devils. So 1:07 left in the second period, still tied 1-1. We'll be on the power play for 1:30. We'll face up to the goalie's right. Conrad, Wenzel, Downey, Eichfeld, and Steer. So Wenzel with this puck, shot, saved by the goalie, and covered. So we'll repeat that face-off. Goes back to Steer. Steer over to Downey. Downey surveying back to Eichfeld. Ooh, unfortunately that puck leaks out. So offsides, 50.8 seconds left in the second period, 1:14 left on our power play. So Giesman's going to come out for Eichfeld. Conrad, Wenzel, Steer, and Downey will stay out there. Conrad comes up with it, dumps it to Wenzel, who hits it behind the net. Giesman comes in, but the Devils player was there. Conrad picks this up in the corner. Conrad sends it towards the back of the net. Wenzel comes up with this puck to Downey. Unfortunately, there's a bouncing puck. Downey towards Wenzel along the boards. The Devils do hit this up and get it out into the neutral zone. Downey regroups and sends it over to Steer. Steer up into the middle, picked off by the Devils. The Devils dump it down. Steer behind the net. Steer tries to get it around, but it gets off of there. Devils with it. Nice save by Merrill. Another nice save by Merrill. Another nice save by Merrill. So the first puck went off of Merrill's face, and then 2 rebounds, save there. And the whistle blew. 9.9 seconds left in the second period. 33 seconds left in our power play. Still tied 1-1. We'll face off to the left of Merrill. Brooks, wide line, Baker, Lugar, and Knob. So Lugar with the face-off goes towards the back of the net, wraps around, up to the point. Devils with a shot, saved by Merrill. So 0.9 seconds left in the second period, still tied 1-1. 24 seconds left on our power play. Face off to the right of Merrill. So that'll be the end of the second period. So the end of the second period, tied 1-1. Per the scoreboard, the Mustangs have 14 shots on goal and the Devils have 19 shots on goal. So we are at 20 minutes and 30 seconds, and it looks like the phone stops recording after 30 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this feed and go to a new feed so that we won't cut off in the middle of the third period. Okay, so this is part 3. I'm just checking my Zoom here, making sure that we're in. So this is part 3 for our game against the Montgomery Ice Devils. So unfortunately we had no Wi-Fi service in here, so we have to record it just from the phone and upload it later, but the phone only allows us to record 30 minutes at a time. So we are about to start the third period, 15 minutes up on the clock. We're tied 1-1. We still have 24 seconds left on our power play. We have wide line, Downey, Lugar, Williams, and Steer with Merrill in the net to our right. So the puck leaks into the corner. Williams will go get it, sends it up towards Steer. The Devils keep it in at the point, bouncing puck to the opposite corner. Wide line putting pressure along that puck. Wide line gets it towards Downey. Downey hits it off of the wall. Lugar in pursuit of this puck. Send it up out into the neutral zone. Steer will pick this up. Steer with a shot. And that might have been offsides. So that might have been an intentional offsides. So 14:27 left in the third period. We'll have a face-off to the right of Merrill. We'll have Wenzel, Brooks, Zoldi, Eichfeld, and Knob. So the puck's still sitting along the dot. Zoldi picks it up along the far boards, hits it up. The Devils keep it in. Shot blocked by Eichfeld. Gets over to Brooks. Brooks behind the net. Sends it around towards Wenzel. Wenzel up along the boards. Wenzel gets it up, but the Devils keep it in. The Devils have it at the near boards, broken up momentarily. Still fighting. Shot. No goal. Zoldi along the boards there. Eichfeld and Knob. The Devils have it in the middle. Good job there getting that out. The Devils change directions. Eichfeld sends it along the boards. Wenzel gets hit into the boards. The Devils have it. Shot deflected to the corner by Merrill. And we're going to get some kind of penalty, I believe. So another interference. Let's see who that's against. Looks like it's against the Devils again. So another interference against the Devils. So we'll go on the power play again for a minute 30. So 13:41 left in the third period. Still tied 1-1. Minute 30 on our power play. We're going to have Conrad, Moore, Baker. We need 2 defense. Downey and Brooks on our power play line. So face off to the left of the goalie. So Baker will take this face off. Goes to the far corner. Conrad putting pressure along this puck. The Devils bring it out into the neutral zone. The Devils with a shot saved by Merrill and covered. So 13:31 left in the third period. Still tied 1-1. Looks like we're going to have Baker, Conrad, Downey, Moore, and Steer on a face-off to the right of Merrill. So it goes into the far corner. Steer coming up with this puck. Cross-ice pass gets broken up by the Devils. Baker there to try to break up the play. The Devils bring it in to the zone. Moore tries to break up that play. Downey behind the net. Still fighting for the puck. The Devils come away with it momentarily before Steer picks this up. Steer up towards Conrad. Devils keep it in and send it back down. Downey will pick this up at the back wall. Takes it behind the net. Changes directions again. Downey hits it up towards Conrad in the neutral zone. Conrad over to Baker. Baker brings it into the offensive zone. Baker tries to center. Goes off of that skate. Another shot saved by the goalie. Downey with a shot. Saved by the goalie. Moore over in the corner. Trying to get to this puck. Moore still fighting to get to this puck. Sheehan coming in assistance. Sheehan picks up this puck momentarily. The Devils have it behind the net. The Devils send it up and out. A bouncing puck into the back corner. Steer will pick it up. Sends it towards Downey. We still have 10 seconds left in our power play. Steer sends it up, but picked off in the neutral zone by the Devils. Good hit by Eichfeld to break up that play. Eichfeld gets it towards Sheehan, goes off of the skates. The Devils have it right in front of Merrill and in. So the Devils had that puck right in front of the net. Unfortunately, they did a move and got it through the 5-hole. So 12:01 left in the third period. That'll put the Devils up 2-1. So Williams, Eichfeld, Sheehan, Knob, and Lugar fighting along the boards. The puck leaks in. Knob will pick this up behind the net, sends it around. The Devils at the blue line, but Lugar gets it out into the neutral zone. Lugar dumps it down, goes beside the net and covered by the goalie. So 11:42 left in the third period. The Devils are ahead 2-1. Eichfeld, Sheehan, Lugar, Williams, and Knob. So Lugar with this puck sends it up to Knob at the point. Knob with a shot, deflected, saved by the goalie. Another shot, deflected wide of the net. The Devils cross-ice pass. And that'll be icing. So 11:26 left in the third period. Over face-off to the right of the goalie. Mustangs are down by 1. Wenzel, wide line, Baker, Steer, and Brooks. So puck leaks out to the wall. Kept in by Brooks. Brooks sends it on net. Saved by the goalie. Baker dumps it down towards wide line. Wide line still fighting for the puck. Baker along the near boards. The Devils pick this up behind the net. Send it over along the boards. Wenzel breaks up that play. Wide line sends it behind the net. The Devils have it up along the boards and into the neutral zone. The Devils have some speed. Good job by Steer to break up that play. Nice hit there. Brooks with this puck, unfortunately, goes off the stick wrong. Steer does pick this up. Kept in by the Devils. So there's going to be a roughing penalty against the Devils. So the Devils will be going to the box again for 1:30. We have 10:45 left in the third period. Hopefully we can capitalize on this power play. So the score is 2-1 in favor of the Devils. We'll face off to the right of the goalie. Sheehan, Eichfeld, Steer, Downey, and Lugar. So Steer comes up with this puck, sends it to Sheehan. Sheehan to Eichfeld. Eichfeld brings it around. Eichfeld to the middle. Unfortunately gets picked off by the Devils. Eichfeld has it in neutral zone, sends it back up to Sheehan. The Devils pick it up. Eichfeld to Lugar. Lugar dumps it back to Eichfeld. Still Eichfeld skates, goes towards the corner. Eichfeld gets hung up there. Sheehan comes in to try to get to this puck. Sheehan and Eichfeld fighting for this puck. Still fighting in that corner. So the puck leaks behind the net. The Devils will pick this up. send it around. The Devils have it, but looks like somebody's down. I'm not quite sure who that is. It might be Eichfeld. So Eichfeld was a little bit slow getting up, but thankfully he is up and getting off the ice. Hopefully he's okay. So we have 9:57 left in the third period. We still have 43 seconds left on our power play. Unfortunately, we're still down by a line. Going face off outside the zone. Williams hits that puck over to the near wall. It leaks behind the net. Giesman in there to try to break up that play. The Devils send it behind the net, up off of the wall. Williams is there, bounces out into the neutral zone. Williams cross-ice pass to Knob. Knob cross-ice pass to Giesman. The Devils get it out. Williams has to wait for the Mustangs to get back on sides. The Devils send it towards Williams, leaks back to Giesman. Giesman cross-ice pass towards Moore. The Devils have it in the neutral zone, send it back down, bouncing puck. Merrill shed it to the right. Williams will pick this up. Williams high bouncing puck into the neutral zone, bounces into the offensive zone. Devils hit it around the boards. Moore is there to pick this up. Moore fighting for that puck along the boards. Williams with a shot deflected. Giesman putting pressure along that puck, but the Devils do get it out. Knob will go back to collect in the corner. Ooh, the puck goes towards the side of the net there. Moore along the far boards, sends it up towards Giesman. The Devils do keep it in. Williams picks this up, hits it out into the neutral zone. That should be too many men. Yep, so the Devils were on a change and played that puck before the other player was on the bench, so too many men. So they'll be going to the box again. So the Mustangs have had lots of power play opportunities. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to capitalize on these ones. Hopefully this will be our time. 8:37 left in the third period. Minute 30 power play. Eichfeld, Baker, Conrad, Steer, and Downey. So Eichfeld fighting for that puck in the corner. Baker centers it, picked off by the Devils. Devils stutter step, get out into the neutral zone. Downey back on D. The Devils get it around, but it does get poke checked out to the corner. Steer with some pressure. Downey will pick this up. Downey brings it into the neutral zone. Downey with a shot, saved by the goalie and covered. So 8:07 left in the third period, a minute 1 left on our power play. So we'll have Eichfeld, Williams, Brooks, Conrad, and Downey on a face-off to the right of the goalie. So Downey with the face-off goes towards Conrad. Conrad sends it to Downey. Downey around behind the net. Downey with a shot saved by the goalie. Conrad with a shot saved by the goalie. Eichfeld comes in to try to get to this puck. It leaks around the far boards. Williams to Downey in the middle, unfortunately, and bounces off of the stick. Downey at the blue line dumps it back to Brooks. Brooks with a shot. Ooh, it bounces off of Conrad. Brooks tries to get that centered again, but the Devils keep it along the boards. Conrad fighting for this puck. The Devils do get it out. Downey will regroup. Downey towards Brooks. He dumps it into the offensive zone. Brooks still fighting for this puck. Gets hung up with the Devils player. Gets it to Eichfeld. Eichfeld centers it. Unfortunately, the Devils were there. Bouncing puck. And that'll be icing. So 7:16 left in the third period. The score is still 2-1 in favor of the Devils. 10 seconds left on our power play. So we have Lugar, Moore, Sheehan, Knob, and Steer. So more, that puck gets it to Sheehan. Sheehan with a backhanded shot saved by the goalie. Lugar picks up this puck, dumps it back towards Sheehan. Sheehan gets it towards Lugar. The Devils are out of the box, so they're back to full strength. The Devils hit it around the board. Steer is there at the point to keep it in, sends it back down towards Moore. Moore just, bouncing puck saved by the goalie. The Devils have this into the neutral zone. The Devils have some speed. Devils bring around shot, wide of the net. Steer will pick this up. We're going to get a high sticking penalty against Lugar. So Lugar will be going to the box for 1:30. We have 6:43 left in the third period. We'll face off to the right of Merrill. Giesman, Zoldi, Knob, and Steer. So if my memory serves me correct, our only goal in this game was a shorthanded goal. So maybe we can get a shorthanded goal here. So Giesman with the face-off goes back to the corner. Steer hits it up along the boards. The Devils keep it in at the point. Giesman tries to get that out and does. Giesman has some room. Giesman has some speed and some room. Shot. Oh, good save by the goalie. Zoldi over along the near boards, dumps it down to the corner. Devils take it behind the net. Devils into the middle. Zoldi breaks that up momentarily before the Devils have it into the neutral zone. We have Steer and Knob back on D. Drop pass by the Devils. Couldn't connect. Knob gets it out into the neutral zone. Cross ice pass by the Devils. Giesman putting pressure along that puck. Shot by the Devils, deflected wide. Steer picks it up behind the net, sends it hard around the boards. The Devils keep it in. Cross ice pass over to the corner. The Devils have it, change directions, send it to the dot. Couldn't get that shot off. Zoldi gets it out, and I think that'll be on net, so the goalie will have to play it. Downey comes in. The goalie hits it out into the neutral zone. The Devils bring it in. Gets broken up by the Mustangs. The Devils have to regroup. And I didn't think they were back on sides, but it looks like they were. Williams with this puck sends it up and out into the neutral zone. Wenzel breaking up that play momentarily. The Devils send it cross ice. Devils bring it in. Shot, saved by Merrill. So 5:21 left in the third period. The Mustangs are still down by a goal with a score of 2-1. We have 8 seconds left on our penalty kill. We're going to have Brooks, Williams, Eichfeld, and Sheehan on a face-off to the left of Merrill. So Brooks picks this puck up behind the net, sends it around the boards. The Devils keep it in, dump it down, blocked by Brooks. Brooks gets it out into the neutral zone. We are back to full strength. Lugar fighting for that puck over along the boards. Brooks picks this up, gets it into the offensive zone. The Devils have this and take it behind the net. Pressure by Lugar. Eichfeld dumps that back down. Lugar comes away with the puck. Shot by Williams. And that'll be a stoppage of play. So hopefully that Devils player is okay. He's a little slow at getting up. So he was able to get up off the ice. So hopefully he's okay. We have 4:46 left in the third period. The score is still 2-1 in favor of the Devils. We have Eichfeld, Lugar, Sheehan, Knob, and Steer on a face-off to the left of the goalie. So Eichfeld with the face-off. Still fighting for that puck. Centering pass gets broken up by the Devils. The Devils have it along the far wall. Centering pass through the neutral zone. They have some speed. Drop pass. Slap shot wide of the net. Wraps around to the point. They keep it in. Another shot blocked by Lugar. Lugar kicks it out into the neutral zone. Eichfeld comes up with this puck. Eichfeld trying to get around. Centers it towards Lugar. Unfortunately, Lugar goes down. Steer with this puck in the neutral zone. Gets picked off by the Devils. The Devils bring it in. The Devils with a shot over the net. Lugar will pick this up. Over to Eichfeld into the neutral zone. Eichfeld gets around that one player, trying to get around the other player. The Mustangs are in change, so it's just Eichfeld. Shot saved by the goalie. Centering pass broken up momentarily by Conrad. Williams dumps it down. Leaks out into the neutral zone. Williams has to wait for the Mustangs to get back on sides. Dumps it down once we are back on sides. The Devils take behind the net. Downey comes up with the puck in the middle, tries to get it to Conrad. Conrad tries to get a shot. Centering pass, Williams with a shot, saved by the goalie. Trying to get to that puck. Williams with another shot, saved by the goalie. Conrad tries to get a rebound in. Downey comes up with this puck. Downey wraps it around. Downey with a shot, saved by the goalie. Conrad's right there, trying to get it back in. Shot it, and it is in! So great job there. So Conrad with a backhanded shot and in. So that'll tie it up. So great job. There are multiple shots on goal by the Mustangs there. And we get one in the back of the net. So great job there. Conrad with the goal. 2-2. 3:17 left in the third period. So wide line, Baker, Giesman, Williams, and Steer. Williams dumps that into our offensive zone. The goalie will have to play it and cover it. So Giesman with the face-off again. Goes over towards the wall. Still fighting for that puck along the boards. High bouncing puck out of the zone. No icing. Williams will send it behind the net. Brooks changes directions. Williams in the corner. Shot wide of the net. Wide line into the neutral zone. Wide line has some speed. Wide line gets into the offensive zone. Unfortunately, lost the puck there. Centering pass by the Devils into the neutral zone. Poke check by Williams momentarily. The Devils dump it down around. So wide line putting some pressure along that puck. Williams dumps it back around. Shot saved by Merrill. Giesman tries to get it over, but deflected off of the Devils. Wide line gets it out towards Baker in the neutral zone, but picked off by the Devils. Williams takes it behind the net. Williams high bouncing puck into the neutral zone, and that should be offsides. So 2:08 left in the third period. We're tied 2-2. We'll face off outside the zone. It looks like we're going to have Conrad, Moore, Downey, Steer, and Knob. So the Devils come up with it, dump it down towards the back wall. Knob sends it hard around the boards. The Devils keep this in. Moore fighting for that puck along the boards. Dump it down behind the net. Knob fighting for this puck. Conrad with that puck, trying to get it up. Still fighting, goes behind the net. We have 1:46 left. Steer gets it to Conrad. Conrad cross-ice pass over towards Moore. 1:40 left. Moore putting pressure along the puck. The Devils do bring it in. Knob is there to poke check it up towards Moore. Moore gets it out into the neutral zone. Downey is there trying to pick up that puck. Moore still fighting for that puck along the boards. 1:26 left. The puck leaks back to Knob. Knob hits that puck up along the boards. Knob dumps it around. Conrad to Steer. Steer up into the neutral zone. 1:11 left. The Devils get it into the neutral zone. Williams will go collect along the far boards. Looks like we're going to have too many men. So it looks like we have too many men on the ice. We have 1:01 left in the third period, still tied 2-2. So it looks like Williams is going to go to the box for 1:30 for that too many men. So we're going to have a face-off to the left of Merrill. Looks like we're going to do a timeout, so I am almost at 30 minutes here, so I don't want us to miss the end of the game, so I'm going to pause it again and get a new video started. Okay, we're going to do video number 4. Unfortunately, like I said, the Wi-Fi was not working here, so we couldn't live stream, and the phone only allows us to record 30 minutes at a time. We're at 24 minutes, and there was a timeout, so I didn't want us to miss the end of the game. We are in a timeout right now. The score is tied 2-2. We have 1:01 left in the third period. The Mustangs are in the box for 1:30 for too many men. Per the scoreboard, the Mustangs have 27 shots on goal and the Devils have 22 shots on goal. We're going to have a face-off to the right of Merrill on our penalty kill. Surprisingly, they're keeping their goalie in, so it is just going to be a 5-on-4 penalty kill. Eichfeld, Brooks, Downey, and Knob. So the Devils have this puck, send it up to the point. Shot, saved by Merrill, and covered. So 52 seconds left in the third period, 1:22 left on our penalty kill. We'll have a face-off to the right of Merrill again. So Downey will take this face-off. Goes up to the point. Picked off by Downey. Downey has some speed and some room. Downey trying to get to this puck. Gets picked off by the Devils. Downey still fighting to get to this puck. The Devils leak it up. Knob keeps it in at the point. 37 seconds left. A shot saved by the goalie. So 35.2 seconds left in the third period. 1:05 left on our penalty kill. So Merrill was heading over to the bench, but the coaches said to stay out there. So it's still going to be a 4-on-5 penalty kill. Brooks, Downey, Eichfeld, Knob. The Devils have this puck, send it into the neutral zone. The Devils bring into the neutral zone, 28 seconds. Eichfeld breaks out that play, but they're going to be offsides. So 25.6 seconds left in the third period, still tied 2-2, 56 seconds left in our penalty kill. Looks like we're going to have Giesman, Moore, Steer, and Brooks. Giesman at the faceoff goes to the center ice. The Devils bring it into the zone, poke checked by Steer over to Moore. Moore in the middle towards Giesman. The Devils have this, 17 seconds left, good pressure by Giesman. The Devils have to regroup, 13 seconds left. Good pressure by the Mustangs. They bring it in. Brooks dumps that puck down, 6 seconds left. Icing, but that killed off some time. We have 5 seconds left in the third period, still tied 2-2. 35 seconds left on our penalty kill. We're going to have a face-off to the left of Merrill. And we're going to have Knob, Moore, Steer, and Giesman out on the face-off. So the puck goes down, Giesman takes it along the back wall. Knob will pick this up, 2 seconds left, and that'll be the end of the game. So at the end of the game, we came away with a 2-2 tie against the Montgomery Ice Devils. Per the scoreboard, the Mustangs had 28 shots on goal, and the Devils had 23 shots on goal. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with us for these multiple segments of after-the-fact uploads. Hopefully we'll have better Wi-Fi at our games this evening and tomorrow. Again, we play at 8:10 p.m. tonight against the Reston Raiders, and again at 11:30 a.m. against the Reston Raiders tomorrow. Thank you very much, and have a good rest of your day.